An infamous local landmark is getting some time on the big screen. Filmmakers Marian McConnell and David Socky have documented right there what you could see what is inside the Catawba Cave, known as Murder Hole. They produced a documentary that will air at Grandin Theatre next month, and they're here joining us live in the studio this morning. Thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah. We appreciate it. First off, just tell us about Murder Hole. What's the background on this? What makes it so special?
Well, it's actually, Murder Hole's been known for a long time. There's a lot of legends and stories about the cave, and I started caving in there in the mid '80s or so, and we mapped the cave, and then Dan and Marian bought the cave in the mid '90s or so, and so.
What are some of those legends?
One legend is that a tinker man was going through Catawba with his wares, and a farmer got greedy and murdered him and stole all his stuff and sent the carriage into the cave to bury the evidence. But that's never been proven. A man did die in it back in 1958. So when Dan and I bought the property in '94, I started doing a lot of research about the history. Wrote the book about it. I have a book out about it, and then Dave and I decided the movie's what people want to see, video.
Tell us, what are people going to be able to see in this movie? I mean, is it more about the cave? Does it go into some of these legends?
Well, it does go into some of the legends. As a matter of fact, one part of the video actually reenacts the carriage going into the cave. It's a little animation on that, which was a lot of fun. But some of the history, and then there's a description of going into the cave and actually doing a tour through the different levels of the cave.
What are you hoping that people get out of this?
Well, Murder Hole is a wild cave, which is different than commercial caves. There's no stairs, handrails, or lights. You have to use ropes and special equipment to go in and out. And so that many people will never be able to physically do what it takes to rappel down 3 ropes and go down 234 feet into the depths of the earth. So they can see what it really looks like to go in and what it takes to be safe and to respect the cave as well.
Ever nervous when you get near this thing or go in it?
Well, you're always nervous going, doing vertical work at least. The abundance of caution is always a good thing. But once you're down in the cave, it's not that bad. You're used to it and been there many times before, so you know what's going about. So
some people might be curious. Is this going to put an end to some of these legends, or is it going to open more questions?
I think it could still open some questions. There are some explained photographs, for example, that are in the book that nobody can explain why there is a seemingly head shape with horns on it in the mist and a ghostly image in the mist. But it does explain how people can go caving safely, and that there are ways to do that and to learn to do what we do in a safe manner.
And are people able to access this cave? I mean, what is the status of it right now for the general public?
Well, it is in the middle of Dan's and my property in Catawba. We have our information available. What's great about Murder Hole is you can actually drive up to the very edge of it to look at it from the top without going into the cave. But it does require permission first and us to be there for people to be safe so they don't fall in, and so the cave won't be vandalized like it was in the past too. So.
Absolutely. And the last question we want to get out, when and where can people see this film?
Well, it will be at the Grandin Theatre on September
21st.
Okay.
7:15 to 9:15. We'll have 2 free showings open to the public, and also at the Salem History Museum October the 17th at 7 o'clock. Also open, free to the public. We'll have free information brochures about caves, bats, and sinkholes.
And the books and DVDs will be for sale there too.
Yes.
Excellent. Very interesting. We appreciate you both for coming in. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have more information. I know Sophia Borelli did a story as well. It's on VirginiaFirst.com. Now we're going to head on to Jason with a check of the weather.